This episode is brought to you by Indeed. Stop waiting around for the perfect candidate. Instead, use Indeed sponsored jobs to find the right people with the right skills fast. It's a simple way to make sure your listing is the first candidates see. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs have 4 times more applicants than non-sponsored jobs. So go build your dream team today with Indeed. Get a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
New Year, same extra value meals at McDonald's. So now get 2 snack wraps, plus fries, and a medium soft drink for just $8.
For limited time only. Prices and participation may vary. Prices may be higher in Hawaii, Alaska, and California, and for delivery.
Ladies and gentlemen, Golfweek Amateur Tour proudly presents Golfweek Amateur Tour, the podcast, talking about all things Golfweek Amateur Tour, including interviews with tour directors, players, and course professionals. Now here are your hosts, Tim Newman and El Paso Las Cruces Tour Director, Chris Rocha.
Chris, welcome back. We're rolling. We've got first 2 regionals underway. I know we've had some local tournaments. We're recording this right before your first local tournament, so by the time this is playing, you'll be done one. And
I'm a little nervous as we're recording this. I gotta do pairings for 78 players, and I think the most I've ever done is like 65.
I thought you were gonna say 77.
No. So trying to figure it out. We may hit some hiccups on Saturday, but we'll see what happens. You know how they want perfect weather every time.
I don't know anybody that's on here that would want perfect weather. Well, what do you got coming in Saturday?
There's supposed to be some rain, and it's still supposed to be.
Oh my God!
I'm just. I've gotten so many text messages that you'd be surprised.
Not really. Well, we're gonna have some weather here on the East Coast. It's gonna be bad.
I mean, that's what it's fallen off of that, but it's just been trying to assure everybody that we're gonna have a good time.
But all you have to do is say, "Yeah, come on out. You're gonna have a good time." There's no discussion about all the other stuff. Come on out. You're gonna have a good time. If you stay home, you're gonna miss it. So just come on out. But it's gonna be bad here on the West. On the East Coast. I'm probably just gonna stay inside.
I'm not surprised.
I admit I'm just sissy. I'm not proud. We did get some good news today. Jennifer McCormick finished her last round of radiation, which is really good. Still has a long way to go. Was with the immunotherapy and those types of things. But so glad that she's gotten made it through that. Another hurdle down.
Yes, sir. That's always good news to hear.
Mm-hmm. So our first guest this week. Before I introduce him, we are going to talk about the winners of the Icebreaker, and I think we probably got to talk about one of your members. But we'll get to that. We'll get to that.
At the end.
So stay tuned. But our first guest, I'd known him probably about 10 years. He's a really good golfer. Lot of fun to hang out with, a lot of fun to be around. And I'm looking forward to hearing some of the stories and some of the things that he's got going on. So please welcome in Champ Flight player Dan Constantino. He's currently with the Columbia Tour, but I've known Dan going back to when the Upstate South Carolina Tour was. I'm just going to come out and say it. The Upstate South Carolina Tour was the best tour in the country. We had the best guys. We had the most fun, laughing, joking, hanging out. Good golfers, and I miss those days.
What's going on?
You, buddy.
You're all emotional.
Yeah, those are definitely the days, my friend.
They were. I mean, we had so much fun. The crew the standard crew that came out to every single tournament. I mean, I left every tournament. My stomach hurt because I was laughing so hard. We had so much fun. Again, I miss those days, but you know, Dan, you and I talked about this a little bit ago. What a lot of people don't realize is there's a lot of really, really good golfers that come out of the upstate area in South Carolina.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, we were just talking about Clemson, Lucas Glover, Bird, Jonathan Bird, Furman, Brad Faxon, one of the best putters ever, right, to have lived. He came out of Furman. A lot of good amateur golfers, a lot of Clemson players, like I said, and yeah, man, it's pretty deep, the talent up here.
And with you being a champ flight player, I mean, you're right up there with them. And anyway, so you're competing with them, you know, in the Greenville amateurs. I mean, I remember talking to you when I first got there. I didn't quite realize, you know, some of the nuances of Greenville and especially in the golf community, and some of the money games that go on up there. I mean, there's big money that's played for it.
Well, there used to be a lot, and we were just talking briefly too about the beer shakes.
Oh yeah,
I know they used to love traveling a little bit and gambling and having a good time up here, and I think they had some backers, but they were they're still around and great guys, Tommy and Robbie. But you talk about good golfers. I think they were on the big break too, which was pretty cool back in the day.
Yeah, yeah, and you know, I know, and I can't remember. Of course, I can't remember because we're talking about it. There was a guy that was on the tour from the upstate who just missed out on U.S. Senior Am, not this past year, but the year before. I mean, he was like the first alternate in one of the stacked local qualifiers.
Yeah, left-handed golfer.
Yeah,
Ron Klontz. Ron Klontz, maybe?
No, wasn't him. It'll come to me. I'll call you at 2:00 in the morning, and I'll say this is who it is. But it always happens. Just I'm getting ready to say somebody's name. I can't remember it. But let's talk about your game. And you know, I saw you're doing a lot of good things on YouTube that we'll get to. But I saw a short video that you did the other day that kind of made me think. It was about tinkering with your swing and how we always want more distance. And you said you didn't care if it was a 12-year-old, if he was hitting the ball further than you would get advice from him. Have you always been a tinkerer?
Yeah, so the exact quote was, "I'm a head case," and if I saw a 12-year-old next to me striping it, I'd ask him for advice.
Yeah, that's it.
That's the quote. But you're right. You know, a lot of amateurs, myself and included, I think we're searching not always for distance, but we're searching for the next best thing, the right move. I mean, you look up and down ranges anywhere you go, people are working on positions, you know, and I think that has a lot to do with YouTube. You know, because people are on YouTube, they're looking for you know, the next best thing, the next golf tip that's going to help them, because, you know, we all want to get better, you know, no matter what we're playing for, whether it's for skin or for pro shop credit or, you know, the golf shirt at, you know, down to Hilton Head at Harbor Town. You know, we're trying to win something, and you know, we're all obviously at different levels, but yeah, I pretty much would ask anybody that looks like they're hitting it better than me.
How long have you been a competitive golfer? When did you really start playing and getting good?
So I obviously, you know, I'm from upstate New York, but I moved to Myrtle Beach when I was 21 because I wanted to play golf year round. And, you know, love it. Love golf. I love the competition. I love meeting people. That's what's so awesome about these tours is you go and you're meeting people from all over the country and a lot of cool guys. I mean, I hardly ever meet somebody that I don't like. You know, and I just love, like I said, the competition. And as far as me getting better, you know, moving down south, being able to play more. You know, obviously when you're in New York, you're playing 4 months out of the year. So, you know, competitive wise, you know, I've always been a little bit competitive, but you know, I'm not super competitive. I more or less go to have fun. But you know, you get in the heat of the moment, you get in that final group on Sunday. The competitive juices definitely start flowing.
Yeah. Yeah. You're just go ahead, Chris. Go ahead, Chris.
I was just going to ask, what is your best part of your game?
So mental. No, okay. I'm mental. The best part of my game, to be honest, really is my iron game. I have a short, compact swing, and you know, I hit a lot of golf balls every day. I go to the range every day and hit the ball. And, I feel like chipping around the green is good, but my iron game, worst part of the game, and I'll just mention, is typically the tee ball. If I'm hitting it in play, I'm usually scoring pretty good because my iron game is so solid.
How tall are you? You're like 6'3"?
6'3.9. Now, my friends give me a hard time because I'm 6'4", and I apparently I say that a lot to my buddies. But yeah, 6'4". So golf is a little challenging for a tall guy, believe it or not, because that's why I always search for instruction. But
I bring that up because of what you just said. You've got a short, compact swing, and that's rare for somebody your size. And you're absolutely right. I mean, obviously I've seen you play, but I never put that together until literally you just said that. But you're right. You do have a short, compact swing, and
part of the problem with it, to be honest, is when you have a short swing, you can get quick at the top. And transition becomes very important with it, it all comes down to tempo. So when I'm hitting it off the tee good, it's usually I have a better tempo and I'm not so quick, from the top of the swing, which is a short swing.
Mm-hmm. So, a couple weeks ago, you played, you played the Icebreaker down Hilton Head, you played Jones Course on Saturday and obviously Harbortown on Sunday. And I want to talk about Harbortown because you had one of the best rounds of the day of the entire field. I don't know if you knew that or not from a score perspective.
Right, which probably wasn't the best score, but it was a tough day, very, very windy, cooler conditions.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, to give you a reference, my 4-iron goes about 225 carry, and I was hitting that club from 170 on some of the holes. I had a chip 8-iron. The caddy was with, this is funny, the caddy kind of misclubbed me a couple times, and finally I was like, I got to just, back off and kind of figure this out on my own. And he was a great guy, great caddy, but he didn't know my game. But I had 120 into one of the holes, and he's like, well, it's a 9-iron based off the shot you hit in a 9, because I hit it like 10 yards short because he clubbed me. Long story short, I'm like, nah, I think it's a chip 8, which is my 170 club, and I knocked it 10 feet pin high on that hole, and it was like, that's 50 yards of wind. So it was fun to play in those conditions, but it was definitely challenging.
Well, you tied for second for low score on day 2.
Gotcha. I didn't know that.
Yeah, and so you finished third. What were you? You were 10 strokes back, but you finished third, and really day 1 was the day because Jasper shot 69, right. Wong shot 71, and you shot 75. But Sunday was brutal. Sunday was I mean, if you look and just think about this, if you know anything about Harbortown, the last 2 holes, 17's at par 3, that is difficult to begin with, but that wind was blowing in. There really is no good place to miss. It's short right. It's always short right, but I mean that's brutal. And then going up 18,
I hit 18. I hit driver, 3 hybrid, and I flew it.
Wow.
I had 4-iron in my hand. It was a back left pin. And the caddy, it started gusting, so he handed me the hybrid, which is my 240 club. So anyway, so I hit that, and I flew it, and it landed right next to the pin, and it shot over the back into the hazard, and then I got up and down for a 5. But I was like, driver hybrid. I mean, I've played that hole before where it's driver wedge,
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah.
It definitely was pretty wild out there.
Yeah, I think if you look at the just champ flight scores, I think average score on that hole was 6 plus, probably 6.5.
Oh yeah.
For champ flight. I mean, we're not even talking about A, B, C, or D. I mean, it was brutal. Heck, even Jeff Wong tripled that. I mean, Jasper's tripled that. I don't know that there was a birdie on 18. I think there were only 2 birdies on 17 all day. And so and I say that just so that everybody can understand the conditions that were out there. You look at those scores and say, well, Harbortown's really not that tough. Number one, Harbortown is tough. but you put those winds in, it's brutal.
It's harder.
Somebody said that they made some of the greens smaller. Is that true?
To be honest, the caddy was telling me I didn't see a bunch of changes. Now there were a lot of changes as far as they took a lot of the cart paths out,
Right.
and then they added some waste area,
Okay.
and they moved a couple trees. They literally like took these live oaks and uprooted them and moved them to different positions. But I think, the tee boxes, I mean, I don't know. It looked the same to me, except for, like I said, some cosmetic stuff.
Right.
So I think it's much prettier now, but, without all the cart paths in there and stuff. But I think it made it a little bit more challenging,
Okay. What's your favorite course to play on tour in competition?
Well, I'll tell you, Harbor Town really is one of my favorites, and I'll tell you why. It's the final 6 holes on that golf course.
Yeah.
You have 13, which brutal hole, but it's a short hole, par 4. But you have the railroad ties there all around the green to that front pin, and then 14 is an unbelievable par 3. Speaking of that, we had to hit it 30 yards left of the green, and the wind, took it to the right, and that was I made par on that hole, unbelievably. And then, the nice par 5, and then you got 16, 17, and 18. I mean, the best 6 finishing holes in golf are at Harbor Town of all the courses that I've played, But, I think that's one of my favorites.
See, I hate hole 16. Just because, you can hit a really good shot. You could hit a phenomenal shot and be blocked out by that daggum tree.
Well, now when you hit it 320 like me, Tim. I flew it past that, and I had 120 into that hole, which I hit an 8-iron, like I said. But it is a tough hole if you don't hit it past that quarter.
Yeah, it's oh my God, I look at it, it's aggravating. But again, I love Harbor Town and the Jones course that you played. I know Chris is gonna say there he goes again, but that Jones course is probably one of my favorite courses on the island. It's a tale of 2 nines. The back 9 is beautiful, except for hole 10. I don't like that long par. That number one, Jones 10 is a long par 5.
Yeah,
directly into the wind. That's like a 7-shot hole for me. Just put me down for an 8, and I'll move on.
That's that's a tough hole, and they had the pin right in the center on a hump,
right on that. Or not Laredo.
The cranes, and
Thanks.
But yeah, I actually really love that golf course, but I never play it well. I don't know how I shot 75 there, to be honest, because I hit a lot of 4-irons off the tee, just try to keep it in play because it's a super tight hole. But I wasn't as aggressive as I should have been playing that course. But anyway, low numbers there.
But not really, though, Dan. I mean, Jasper shot 69, Wong shot 71. There were a couple of 72s, and then 75, 76, 77. So I mean, I think you were like tied for 4th or maybe 5th. So really, and this isn't a knock against you, but if Jaspers and Wong aren't in the field, you're really right where you want to be, right?
Yeah, I know. When I saw him in the field, I was like, oh great, I'm playing for 3rd.
Right. I mean, you don't want to be 7 shots down to Joe Jasper. That's just not. But most times you're playing against Joe Jasper, you're going to be 7 shots down because that's just the way that's the way where it works out. But a lot of times when I talk to Champlain players, what I try and get them to do is give the higher handicaps some ideas or some tips so that they can get better. Because when I started playing golf, I was horrible. I got better because, number one, I started playing with better golfers. I started walking, and I started watching some of the things that the better golfers were doing. So what are some things that the higher handicap players can do to get better from your perspective?
Yeah, I mean, I watch a lot of stuff too and learn every day, because I'm trying to get better. But, you got I learned this before, you got green light, yellow light, and red light scenarios, right? When you're hitting into a green, you want to play away from trouble, things like that. But you have to know your distances on how far you hit the ball. because I just said this the other day in one of my videos. You want to try to be pin high, okay? Because professional golfers miss left and right. They don't miss very, very often short or long. Okay, it's much easier to get up and down if you're pin high in a situation. So I always try to pick the right club. If it's a back pin, and I got 150 and my 9-iron goes 150, maybe I'm going to hit a wedge and just come up a little short, because you don't want to short side yourself. So there's little things like that typically that can save a lot of shots, in a round. I watched this thing the other day, which I thought was awesome for 3-foot putts and in. So you got a 3-foot putt. Most people, professionals make 98% of them, right? Well, the guy was saying that if it's a straight putt, just aim straight in the back of the hole. If it breaks slightly, make sure the ball is half in and half out. And then if it breaks a lot, make sure it's just one ball out, because based on the stats, he was saying that a ball can only break from 3 feet, 5.64 inches. And the cup is 4 point something, whatever he was saying. But it was really interesting, because if you actually practice, Tiger used to putt 200, 4-footers, 3-footers, because a lot of times amateurs will practice from 10 feet, from 20 feet. They need to practice 4-footers. They need to practice 40-footers. They need to learn how to lag putt, and they need to make sure they're confident from 3 feet, 4 feet. I mean, how many times do you see guys in tournaments, and these, like you said, C, D flighters, they miss these 3-footers all the time, and they get frustrated, and it affects the rest of their game. So there's a couple things I would just suggest, and the other thing would be, if you're in trouble, just get out of trouble. Don't try to hit the hero shot. If you're in the trees, just punch out left, and I joke with my buddies, I have some guys that are 15 handicappers, and I said, it's really hard for a good golfer to hit 3 really good golf shots to make a birdie. And it's a lot easier for you to hit 5 really bad shots and make a bogey net 4. So it's like, because if you think about it, you could top it off a tee, you can, hit one up there another 80 yards, chip one up by the green, and chip, 2-putt, and you're in for a 5 net 4. And I'm having to hit 3 amazing golf shots to beat you.
Yeah. And you get that bogey and you say, man, that was a great hole. I got it.
Stay away from the triples, man. That's what kills you. That's
does.
They're making 7s and 8s. Of course, you can only take a 7 on the tour, but
par 5s. Well, I'll give you an 8 on par 5. I mean, it's
right.
Just write it down for me, like I said, and pick it up and move on. Well, but Dan, one of the other things that I love that you do, and you've been doing this for a while, and I want to talk about what you're doing with your channel now, is you're posting these videos on YouTube about your golf, the things that you're doing, places that you're going. But what I really like about what you're doing now with Dan on the Move is it's golf plus other stuff around the golf, the locations that you go, and some of the other things that go along with that. Because for me, that's a lot of what the tour is. Yes, it's golf, and it's the competition, and it's the friends, but it's the places that you go with your friends, and that camaraderie, and everything that goes around that round or that tournament.
Yeah, absolutely.
So tell us what you're doing, and how you made, or why you made that switch into what you're doing now.
So, I love watching YouTube, and, we all used to watch Hollywood and all that. Now everybody's watching YouTube, not just golf, but I'm following people all the time, just seeing stuff when they travel, going on cruises, things like that. So I said, I'm going to start a channel. Everybody's got a channel. Why not? Right. I say a lot of funny stuff, man. I wish I started a channel 20 years ago. I'd be out there with good, probably playing those tournaments, but, I didn't. So that's okay. But I love filming some of the golf content. It's kind of off the cuff. Obviously you're having the camera up there and you're doing the best you can with it. If I had a film crew out there, you'd really hear some funny stuff, right? Because it's not as can. You're trying to do the best you can with it. But after I leave the golf course, I want to review some of the restaurants locally, the hotel that I'm staying at. In Hilton Head, I went to the lighthouse. I went to some ruins that are there. We just got back from Florida. Obviously, I reviewed like Disney Springs and some of the places around Orlando, in addition to the golf. So I think people, when they travel, they want to see things like that. So for me personally, the reason why I wanted to start this is a lot of times I play tournament golf. Well, I want to go to, I'm playing Hilton Head. Well, I want to go to YouTube and put in Hilton Head because I want to see somebody playing that course, or at least showcase every hole so I can kind of see it. It's almost like a Google review in a sense, online. So, that's kind of why I wanted to start this channel, and it's pretty awesome. I'm having a lot of fun. I'll tell you a funny story though. My dad's been watching it, and that's another cool thing. You get your family and friends can watch your stuff and learn from whatever. But, the first thing my dad says to me, he gives me a compliment, says, "I love what you're doing. It looks great." He goes, "But you're looking really tired." Right. So I'm like, okay. So like a week later, my sister goes, "Your eyes are looking tired. You should go to sleep with those cucumbers on your eyes." So I'm like, Karen, so I posted in one of my videos, I'm like, I am 53 and I'm filming in 4K. I'm like, you're going to see some snagging going on. You know what I mean? So, it made me laugh. So, and you can put little snippets in your videos talking to people, without actually mentioning their name. So I kind of think that's fun about the YouTube stuff. And obviously I just started it not too long ago, so I don't have a ton of subscribers, but it can grow fast, these things. And I'm really wanting to do it for fun and stuff. So.
Well, like I told you, and we kind of joked a little bit about, I've got the face for radio and the voice for silent movies. So you just never know, what you're going to see when my face shows up. Anyhow, and as I say that, I just lost my camera.
You lost your video.
Lost it.
I thought you did it on purpose.
Yeah, that was not planned. So here we go. I don't. Good luck with that.
Well, Dan, well, he figures that out. So you go and you do your filming and all that. How long does it take you to edit everything, get it ready to go, and post it?
Okay, so yeah, great question. I'm learning as we go. I use CapCut, which is an editing software, and then I downloaded the Shot Tracer, which I've used on a couple of the videos, 'cause I think the Shot Tracer is pretty cool, but it takes time when you do the Shot Tracer, because you gotta do all that. You gotta save the video. You gotta put it back in the file. That could be a little bit of a pain, but to be honest, man, I'm getting pretty quick with it. And I use I have a camera called Osmo 3, and then I use my iPhone. So actually, what the cool thing about that is when you film it basically timestamps when you're filming. And then if you switch to your iPhone, when you download the images or the videos from the Osmo 3, it puts them in order. So that's really cool, because I was like, oh my God, how am I going to remember where this was and that was? And then you can add stuff to it. The only thing I've noticed with this is when you do the sound bites on the, because sometimes I'll do like music and stuff. I've been hit for copyright. It'll say copyright, because Tim was telling me I can go and get some different things for that. So I'm looking into that, because you got your video out there that it says copyright, and it doesn't really hurt you, but you hate seeing that. You're thinking, well, you use somebody's song, or like when I was at Disney Springs, they could hear the music in the background. Well, I got hit for copyright because it could hear whatever it was. So I'm kind of learning that stuff. But to answer your question, right now, I do it pretty quick, man, to be honest. I mean, the first one was a little longer, but I can get it done pretty quick. The filming is what takes the longest.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, it's you got to take a lot of film to find the good parts. But with the technology, like you said, putting it together, it's so much easier today than it was even 5 years ago. Let alone 15 or 20 years ago to do these types of things. But Dan, you're doing a really good job. I told you before I watch it. It makes me laugh all the time, which really, kind of what I think is that's what people really need when you're going on YouTube. They don't want this serious stuff. They're looking for an escape. They want to laugh at somebody. So we're laughing at you. We're laughing with you. Just keep it up. The only thing I'm going to tell you, and Chris is worried about his little rain shower he's going to have in El Paso this weekend. Tell him what weather's going to be like here in South Carolina. This week.
So I just got back from Florida, obviously Florida trip, and it's going to be, I think, a a high of like 25 and sleet and rain and ice and all kinds of stuff. So, and being in the upstate, of course, everybody went out and bought all the milk and eggs and bread, which it cracks me up.
And toilet paper. Don't forget the toilet paper.
Yeah, toilet paper too. They showed a video of this one guy. He bought like 6 loaves of bread. I'm like, really, man? I mean, what the heck? But you know, people get greedy, man. It's like that's what happens. But anyway, so there's nothing left in the stores, and so I said to my wife, I said, you know what? I looked up Florida and I kept going. I was like, you know, this place, and then I went back to Orlando. Then I went further south. It was still cold. And then I landed on Vero Beach. so I booked a hotel. I'm going back Saturday for a week. I said it's going to be 75 and sunny down there. So I'm skipping town again to head south. So I'll be filming some stuff. Dan on the move down in the PGA Port St. Lucie, I think it's called. So maybe I can film some stuff down there.
That's not a real thing.
We'll stay warm, and Dan, it's always good seeing you, good talking to you, and travel safe. We'll talk to you soon.
Sweet. Take care, guys. Thanks.
Nice meeting you, Dan.
Bye.
Let's take a break from the show to hear about Srixon's ZX Mark II irons.
A great iron set needs more than good looks. It's gotta be fast and gotta be pure. But good looks never hurt either. The all-new ZX Mark II irons from Srixon.
Chris, you know, Dan is such a fun guy. He was very understated today than normal. He's a lot of fun to play with, a lot of fun to hang out with. He's a really good golfer, and he kind of downplays that. And some of the things that he's doing with his Dan on the Move channel, it's really interesting, and he's doing a really good job of it. And I like seeing that. But you know, like I said, he's done some of those things in the past where it's just been about golf, and they've been great. But I really do like what he's doing now, and incorporating the extra and the fun stuff with the golf as well.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we talked to a bunch of champ guys, and they're all real down to earth.
There,
you don't hear anybody that says, "Yeah, nobody can beat me." I'm, you know, real cocky. Like, they're all down to earth, cool. Yeah. And I think you brought a great point. You always ask the guys that we have on here what they would recommend or tips that they would give higher handicappers. Yeah. 'Cause at the end of the day, you know, everybody wants to get better, and if just the littlest thing, it might not be a swing tip or use this ball over that ball or this club over that club, but you know, just ways to approach the game, course management can take a D flighter to a C flighter real quick.
Yeah, and you never know what that one tip's going to be, or even, you know, if 5 people say the same thing, how it's going to land with different people, and that, you know, what one small thing could make a big difference with somebody, and I love that about our community, about our golfers, about our members, and we'll talk about this in the closing, but at Icebreaker met a lot of guys. Really loving the podcast, but let's go ahead and talk to the winners, and on the other side, we'll talk about your guy.
Yes, sir. Let's do it.
All right, let's do it. All right, we're sitting here at the Harbortown Clubhouse after the second round of the Southern Icebreaker, and we got a special guest that we want to talk to the Arizona Tour about. Robin, what do you got?
El Paso.
No, we want to talk to Arizona. Okay. We want to make sure that Arizona knows who we're talking to, right? That's what we really want to know about. Okay. So tell us what we have right here, so that everybody in Arizona knows what this is all about.
This here is the Ryder Cup belt that the El Paso Las Cruces team won from Arizona back in December up at Turtleback Mountain in Elephant Butte, New Mexico.
And so from what I understand, talking to Chris, the belt is going to be doing a national tour, and you just got lucky enough to bring it out here to Hilton Head for the first tournament of the year.
For the first tournament of the year.
Well, it's number one. It's good to see you out here. It's also good to see the belt. You know, Chris is in El Paso today, and he's texted me like 30 times to see if we've gotten this done yet. I told him if he texts me one more time, I'm not doing it at all. But, you know, I mean, he's so excited. He's so excited that you're here. He's so excited that the belt is here. So what does this belt mean to you personally?
Personally, I guess, by luck of the draw, I was the winning point.
Okay.
So, it means a lot.
It means a lot, right?
But, it's a fun tournament. It's a fun time to play around with people from other tours.
Exactly.
We have our ups and downs, but yeah, it was a great time.
And you're wearing your Ryder Cup shirt.
I am.
So let's talk about the tournament this weekend. Yesterday was really nice.
It was a beautiful day. It's just too bad I couldn't play any golf.
So we come over here to Harbor Town, and everybody knows this is the course that really everybody wants to play. Just reopened. We're the first group to be on it since it reopened. And what was it like out there with some of the modifications?
It's a nice course. It was a fun round. Unfortunately, our first 3 holes were 16, 17, and 18 into the gale force winds. 140-yard par 3 17 that I hit a 3-wood on and barely cleared the trap.
How about that?
It was a good day.
Well,
we had a lot of fun.
Good. Yeah, you're actually lucky that you played those holes first.
We were thinking,
when the wind really started picking up, and just talked to a couple of Champ Flight guys who finished up on 16, 17, and 18, and Dennis McCormick, tour president, he said it was a 4 clubs. So I don't know what I would do because it's I'm already using like a 3-wood on that anyway. Yes. But
you'd be taking a drop.
I'll just take my triple and move on. But I like if you take a couple pictures and head out of there. Well, Robin, thank you so much for making the trip out here. So glad you made it.
Happy to do it. It was fun.
We're going to see you out here again in October. Just say yes.
Yes.
It's just say
I was
yes.
here last October, and this place was closed, so we couldn't play it.
Right.
So when I saw they were playing it this week, I had to come back.
Had to come out. Well, Arizona Tour, this is what you're missing all here. Gabe, I don't like rubbing stuff in, but my loyalty is to Chris, so you're going to be seeing this a lot this year. Robin, you take care of yourself. Travel safely, and we'll see you real soon.
All right. Thank you, Tim.
Take care. All right, we're back here at the Harbortown Clubhouse with a Champ Flight winner. Everybody knows this guy, Joe Jaspers. He's won here again. Joe, congratulations on the win this weekend.
Thank you.
Let's start with yesterday. And you and I have talked, and Chris have talked a lot about your mentality in playing different courses, and you're just steady. You shot 3 under yesterday with a bogey on number 6.
Yeah.
So 369. I think you were leading by 3. I think Jeff was
lead by. They had 2-shot lead coming in. Yeah, 2 guys shot 71. Yeah.
Yesterday was great. The weather was perfect. It was nice. Did anything stand out yesterday as you were finishing up and get ready to come over here today?
That's probably one of my best ball striking rounds of the year. I think I hit 16 out of 18 greens.
Okay.
So, just a lot of 2 putts, not a lot of stressful hard putts or anything like that. So it was actually one of my best ball striking days, in a long time.
And so we come over to Harbortown. We're the first group to be on here since the redo. What did you think of what they've done? And was there anything specific that kind of stood out that was different from before?
Any of the changes were a little bit subtle.
Okay.
There wasn't anything real dramatic that you go, oh my gosh, one big difference. A couple of the greens they actually made a little smaller, which I was kind of surprised.
How do they do that?
Like the back of 12 green, the back left, it's much more narrow, and you're just thinking, man, that target is hard before. No, it's really difficult. Yeah. The other pot bunkers, I think you're going to add an interesting feature because there were a few times, unfortunately, I wasn't in them, but guys in my group were, and you literally had to play away from the hole to get out of the bunker.
Okay.
You just didn't you just were dead.
Right.
So that'll be interesting to watch when the tour guys come out here and, see what they do.
In a couple weeks.
Of course, it's fabulous shape. I mean,
I've seen pictures of it, from when they opened it and some of the other things. It looks really nice. And just from what I saw today, like I told you, I stayed inside today. It was kind of too cold for me. I'm a sissy. It's cold, so I stay inside. But the wind picked up, and and kind of what I want you to talk about today is your resilience and the wind. You won by 7 strokes over Jeff Long. You shot 147. He shot 154, and you had a double bogey on 11, and then a quad on 18. How do you and how can you help the higher handicaps come back from things like that? But those are number one, those are unusual for you to begin with. So how do we come back from that, especially when you've got conditions that are difficult with the wind?
Yeah. Well, fortunately on 18, I didn't have another.
Come back. You come back next year, right?
I just had the crib up here and then, soak my wounds, a little bit on 18. But 11 was a frustrating hole because I didn't hit one good shot. Made a 6 there. Hit a bad tee shot. I was just trying to punch out, right, and play a smart shot to, get a wedge in to try to make 4, maybe 5. We got a bad layup. Hit a bad pitch. I mean, it was successive bad shots. But it's one of those things that you have to play along. You just, when it's done, you just got to go to the next hole and just focus on hitting a good shot. Right. Don't focus on trying to play a great hole. Just focus on hitting the next shot, hitting a good, solid shot. You can't make it up in one swing. That's really kind of the mentality you've got to have is just refocus what you're doing. And it's something, it's hard to let it go because there's still fire going.
Exactly. I remember we talked one time specifically about this course and your mentality and your approach is more so here than a lot of other places. You really do have to pick your spot and commit to that because of it's not a course that you're going to be able to overpower a driver, pick your spot, hit the spot, and then play the next shot the same exact way. And how did that come into play in your thinking, especially again with the wind? You're getting to the back 9. 15, 16, 17, 18. It's for me, it's hard. I mean, so I say it's hard. It may not be hard for you, but it's hard. How do you pick your spot knowing the wind and how unpredictable that is?
It was hard today because the wind was up and down. The direction was changing a lot. And there were a couple times, like I forget, was it 13, that short par 4 that's got the blackhead in front there. I mean, you're standing there, the wind's up, the wind's down, you got a wedge, you got a 9-iron, and you literally just, you do really have to commit to that shot. And, I ended up on the back part of the green, about 30, 35 feet away, and it's just like, all right, it's a hole you want to birdie. But you just got to okay, that's 2 putt for to get out of here,
Right.
Because it's one of those things, if you had I kept going back and forth between 2 clubs. So on holes like that, if you're going between 2 clubs, it's like, take the more conservative approach, and play the hole that way because you don't have the number exactly that you want. So if you don't have it, you just got to wait till the next hole. But that's kind of the way it goes,
Exactly.
Course, pars and bogeys are okay. Right. You just got to stay away from the double.
Drip. Chris, my partner, we were talking the other night. He's in the B flight, and I just kind of talked a little bit about his mentality as he approaches tournaments this year. Not thinking about always making pars and birdies, as a B flight player. Whatever your pars, if you walk out as a B flight player with 9 pars, 9 bogeys,
it's a good day.
You're in the mix.
Yeah.
Right. And if something happens that 9 pars, 9 bogeys, no 3 putts, you're right there. And so don't think about always making a great score for a round. Think about just like you said, the individual shot, the individual hole, one by one. Yeah. And I think if more players, especially the higher handicappers, start to think about things a little bit differently, that's something that's going to help them get better a lot quicker than banging 75 drivers before a round.
Yes, because I think in golf, one of the things is when you start to press in golf, I think 90% of the time bad things start to happen. Right. And it's the one sport. I mean, every other sport, basketball, football, you can be more aggressive, more attack mode. In golf's kind of the opposite.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, it does. Because golf, it also then just starts compounding. It seems like, right. So, yeah. But it's like I said, if you're hitting a fade one day, just play the fade. Even though you want to hit a draw, just play your fade and,
Take what it gives you.
Exactly. All right.
Well, Joe, thanks so much, bud.
All right.
Congratulations. Good seeing you. We'll talk to you soon.
too.
Welcome back to the Harbortown Clubhouse. We've got our A-Flight champion, John Dobbins. John, wire-to-wire win. Great weekend for you, bud.
Thank you.
So you're from here, so you got a little bit of – the Hilton Head guys generally have an advantage here. They generally score really well. Let's talk about the Jones course yesterday, because you shot a really good round of 76. What happened yesterday?
Well, first off, I really like the Jones course. It's one of my favorite courses. And I did triple one of the holes, which was 13. So, and I had 3 birdies. So, with 3 birdies and triple, that evens out.
Right.
Then you just, I didn't play great because I was kind of snap hooking my drive. So I went to my 3-wood, which the same with today. I hit my driver one time, but out here with the tightness,
right?
I mean, you got to be in the fairway.
Yes, you have.
So I hit 3-wood all day today.
So today, we're the first group that's been out here on the revamped course. What was different from before they redid it? What'd you notice?
Well, there's one, and I did notice a couple greens were smaller.
How do they make these things smaller what they were?
Well, 18 was I thought was smaller.
Okay.
Right. I didn't really notice that much difference.
Okay.
It's just, it's iconic place to play. You just kind of enjoy the scenery as you're going through.
Right.
But with the conditions and in being amateur golf, you never know what's going to happen.
Exactly.
So you just keep plugging along.
Just hit it and keep going. Hit it and keep going.
It also helps though when if you're in the last portion, you kind of know, who you got to beat.
Right.
So they're playing just as bad as you are. So
as long as you're beating you, that's right. As long as you win your group, you're not going to be last.
Usually, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And you got paired with who were you paired with today? You paired with George?
George and Will.
Okay.
And Mike Griggs.
Okay. And so how was that getting around today?
Because
you were only 2 strokes in front of George to start.
We were tied. We were tied going into the day.
Okay. All
right. George didn't have his best day though.
Okay.
Or he had some hiccups, but this Will, I've never met Will before, but I don't know that I've ever seen anybody hit the ball like that out here. I mean, he was hitting irons like my 3-woods. It was just crazy. But then again, if you hit that long, then you bring trouble into play. So it's
exactly it. This isn't a course you're going to overpower. You've got to be smart. You got to pick your spot.
Yeah,
hit your spot.
And there's nothing wrong with hitting 30 yards short of the green.
No, there's not.
No. It takes all kinds of other things out of the equation.
Exactly. Especially when you look at 17. I don't know when you played 17. Probably later in the day. The only miss is short. I mean.
Well, 17 was. I was playing a little bit more wind than I should. I hit 5-iron.
Okay.
And I went over the green back by that bunker on the right. Well, I was going to play a draw in there, and if for some reason the wind never even touched it. But then you're going over that deep bunker, and I'm like, the wind had a lot of effect on your short game too.
Yes.
Because if you're going against the wind, when you're like, okay, for example, 18, everybody was right, okay, but you got a 55-yard wedge shot going into a 50-mile-an-hour wind. You don't even know how hard to hit. My ball actually hit the green and came back at me on the green, and it wasn't because it had spin on. It was the wind.
Oh wow,
it was brutal.
Wow.
But
so I got the scores up. You should see the scores on really 17 and 18.
Yeah, it was rough.
I think there were a total of maybe 3 birdies total on 17.
Oh,
18. My guess 18. The average scores is worse than both. Is worse than both.
Yeah. Was there any birdies on 18 today?
No birdies on 18 today. A lot of 7s, a lot of 8s.
Yeah.
Champ plate. Winner got an 8.
Really?
Yes. Joe Jasper got,
oh my God,
an 8 on 18. So I can't wait to talk to you and see what happened there. But I mean, you can see these scores. Lots of black, lots of squares.
It was the only hole I doubled today was 18, and I hit a great drive.
But that's also the wind coming into play, and then some of those other things that you really have to think about. I mean, the C and D flight guys who I talked to, I said, you should be glad you played, really 15 to 18 early.
Yes.
The wind picked up as soon as you guys left the stage there, and they really did. And so when the VC and D flights and the Champagne B flights started coming around, the wind's really going, and
Yeah.
good luck.
It makes, it's weird how the different, I think somebody said it has to do with the tide. The winds and the times with the tide.
There's some of that, but it was slated to be windy today to begin with. So I mean, there's something to the wind, the tides, but it was more than just that to live.
Yeah.
Well, John, congratulations on the win. You got your Nationals punch. You live here. You'll be here.
Yep.
And hopefully we'll see you again this year.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Take care. Again, welcome back to the Harbortown Clubhouse here. We've got the B flight winner, Andy Murrow from Charlotte. Andy, number one, it's good to see you. It seems like I haven't seen you forever.
Yeah, it's been
And congratulations, bud.
Thank you very much.
You've knocked this one out. I mean, first tournament of the year, Nationals paid for, and you had a really good weekend. I mean, you shot 81 today.
Yes.
On as a B flight at Harbortown in the wind. In the condition, let me just kind of put it in perspective for you, okay? Low round for A flight was 81.
Mm-hmm.
Low round for champ was 78. Okay? Now going the other way, low round for C flight was 93, and low round for D flight was 90. Okay, so D flight, that's a really good score, but closest one to you in B flight was 86. You had a really good day.
Yeah, I did have a really good day.
But let's start with yesterday at the Jones course. Tell me about it. I mean, you shot 82 yesterday, which again, when you again, I'm not saying anything, right? Yeah. But when you compare Jones course, nice course, weather was perfect, weather was nice. 82 is a good, solid B flight score. You come over here to this thing. It's tight, it's small, the greens are small, the wind was blowing, and you shot 81. So let's talk about the Jones course yesterday.
Well, the Jones course, I started off on number 10.
Okay.
And I had 2 pars, but then that's when we went into the wind yesterday, and that kind of got me a little bit, except for 14, I birdied. But the par, that short little par 3, number 12, that hole, I always hate that.
I hate that.
Yeah, I hate that. We wound up making a double on that hole. Yeah, and but then I battled back. It seems like when we got to 16, 17, 18, I started playing a whole lot better. I had a few hiccups going down the stretch, but consistency is what I'm shooting for. That's and it helped because you had to be consistent today in this wind.
Right. Oh, you did. You sure did. Now, today you come over to the wind, and I just kind of want to keep it in perspective for everybody. You birdied 17. Any idea how many total birdies there were on 17?
There were like 2 or 3 of them.
There were a total of 3 birdies. 128 guys, 3 birdies on 17.
Yeah.
Okay, now we're going to go to hole 18. Now, you bogeyed 18, which...
Oh, yeah, I played it as a par 5.
My guess is if somebody were to do the average score, it was probably 6.
Oh, yeah.
For the field. For the field. So, again, that's almost like Kevin and Birdie. You saw me interviewing Joe Jaspers a little bit ago. He got an 8. Joe Jasper got an 8 on 18. So that again, I'm putting this in perspective for the people that don't.
Yeah, that was playing dead into the wind.
And dead.
And all that forced carry. The greens are a little firm, which, I kind of, but I hit the ball up. I don't hit it high. So it helps me as it's in the wind. And then what I started doing, since the greens are so firm, is we're going down a club, unless it was a forced carry over a bunker.
Right.
Those were the holes I kind of struggled on a little bit. But the ones that were open in the bunkers on the side and the hang opening, matter of fact, 6. I had 178 yards in, and the wind was in our face. And I said, well, you know what? I'm going to lay up short. And I hit it. It hit. He rolled up to about 4 feet and made the birdie.
Made the birdie,
Yeah. You know, things like that. Played out of the sand well. Sand is in great shape here at this course. And boy, even the waste areas are in pretty good shape.
Was there anything that wasn't, you know, in good shape here? I mean,
Oh, yeah. No,
there's nothing average or below here. There's
everything's in great shape.
yeah.
And I guess it helped. I usually don't walk the course.
Okay.
But I walked it because it's cart path on the wall. And it helps when you have all your clubs right there. But if everybody else is on a cart and they can go all over the place, it's kind of hard to keep up with them in the tournament. So that kind of helped too. And as far as walking and having everything right there, and I had to go back and forth to the cart, I kind of got into a rhythm. Just walked in my ball, get my yardage, feel the wind. You know,
My guess it kept you a little bit warmer too, as opposed to, you know, having the wind blowing and then getting in a car.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I played the whole round without this on.
What was that?
Yeah, well, I didn't have it on. I just had short sleeve shirt on.
That's awesome.
So that helped. It was, beautiful course. I loved it. And yesterday was a nice course too.
Yeah, and the weather yesterday was phenomenal.
Oh yeah, weather is phenomenal. Yep, I'll say better in the cooler weather too.
Okay. Well, you 7-stroke win over around Hagen, also from the Charlotte Tour.
Yeah, we played together. And he started scoreboard watching, so that probably hurt him because he was up behind the lead, and then he started playing bad, and I didn't even look until the end of the round. And then I went to my truck, put my stuff up, looked at the score. Okay.
So you had no idea.
Well, I kind of had a feeling from the way the other guys were talking that they never said you won.
Right.
But I just kind of had a feeling because of the way I was playing too.
You know, and it's funny the different mentalities of guys on the tour. You know, I don't know if you remember when we first started having live score, right? Nobody wanted to do it. Nobody wanted to pull their phones out. Nobody wanted to do live score. And now it's sometimes they're fighting over who's going to do it. And now they can't, sometimes some guys, that's all they watch is that.
Watch it, yeah.
And other guys like you that don't really pay attention to it.
Yeah, I'll do the live scoring, but I don't look at the leaderboard.
Right, you just put the hole in and hit next and go on from there.
Yeah.
It's funny how that has kind of changed amateur golf, you know, across the country.
Yeah.
You know, this type of technology.
Yes.
But you did get a skin on 17.
I didn't get a skin on 17. No.
You sure?
Yeah, I don't think so.
It's showing.
Oh, is it?
Now, again, it could be a mistake, but so there was.
Yeah, okay. I didn't get a super skin.
No, you didn't get a super skin because so there were 3 birdies, 1 A flight, you and one guy in D flight, and I know the guy in D flight, so he may not have gotten in. So,
okay.
But double check because it's showing here for me.
Oh, okay.
And that's $253 if it's accurate.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't even
I had to pay for gas.
Yeah, I looked at it and I thought I said I didn't get, but yeah, that one was a tough shot.
Yeah.
Trying to figure out the wind, but it was pretty much coming from the right, but was it diagonal or straight right to left? And it was more diagonal, and I actually was planning on, again, laying up short of that big bunker and everything, but I just caught it perfect in with the wind, landed on the green, rolled up to about 10 feet, made the birdie putt.
That's awesome. And especially, again, we talk about the wind. There's a lot of holes that don't really, there's no.
Yeah.
But there's only one miss there. There's and you got to work to miss it there.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, with that wind, like you said, that wind's coming at you and diagonal. And, I mean,
well,
good luck, right?
9 got me because of the forced carry over the bunker. Mm-hmm. And I couldn't figure out which club to hit. I took more club, but I didn't swing it. Wound up short in the bunker and then doubled it. But yeah, that was early. That was my second hole, so I didn't start off too well, but I finished strong.
That's all right. 7-stroke win. You'll take it?
Yeah, I'll take it.
All right, brother. Congratulations. It's great seeing you.
Yeah,
We'll talk to you soon.
appreciate it.
All right, bud. Will do. Well, welcome back to Harbor Town and the clubhouse. We're here with the Sea Flight winner, Tom Fitzsimmons from Tidewater. And Tom, I know this is your interview, but I think the Sea Flight is the Tidewater flight for the day. I mean, Tidewater won 3 of the top 5 spots.
Really?
How about that?
Did not know that.
Well, here's the thing. You know this. Tidewater travels, and when you travel, when you bring guys, you've got a much better chance of taking over flights.
Oh yeah, we plan our years out. Yeah, in November.
Yeah.
I plan out our regionals.
That's awesome. I love that you guys do that, but that's also part of the culture that you all have down there. Lyle's been around for a while. Thank God he's the tour director. He does so much for you guys, and you know he's really kind of a mentor to through most of the tour directors. Most things that other people are doing, they're taking from Lyle, and
Yeah. He takes care of us.
he really does. But this isn't Lyle's interview. This is Tom's interview. So tell me about your round yesterday. I mean, you were 2 shots back going today, but tell me about the Jones scores yesterday.
Greens were slower than I thought they would be. And I don't know, it was just steady. Okay, just steady. Except for the last couple holes where I sprayed a couple left, got the triple, and then just kind of just grounded in the last couple holes.
And so you go in today. Who were you paired with today? Was it a Tidewater pairing?
No, it was obviously the top 4.
Okay. So you were with, let's see here, Scott Holland, Chris Berry, and Matthew Page.
Yeah.
Okay. And how was that as a from a competitive perspective? You know, because again, you guys were. So 3 of you were tied with 88. Scott had an 86. So you guys were all.
Yeah, we were close.
You were really close.
Yeah.
So what was that like from a competition perspective?
It's a good banner going on today, I'm sure. And we all hit about the same. Okay. I mean, I was probably the short hitter. But it's all of our shots are good to me. And none of it was like we're not rooting against everybody. It's like
No, absolutely right.
it was a good time. It was really good time. And 3 of the 4 people walked.
Really?
Yeah. Chris was in the cart. Everybody else was walking.
Oh, well, I guess when you got a little bit of weather, it keeps you a little bit warmer. It keeps you.
Well, the sweatshirt came on and off.
I'm sure.
It had trees. It was off. Over there, it was not.
Well, you had low round of the day today in C flight at 93, and before everybody gets crazy, 93, yeah,
It was tough. Green fast, and they were small.
they were small, and the wind was blowing.
Yes.
And just keep this in mind. And I haven't had a chance to talk to the champ flight winner. Champ flight winner was 11 over. Got an 8 on 18, which is unheard of for Joe. So just calm down. This was tough conditions.
I walked 18. I had 2 right. Because I cut them off.
Right.
And I had to basically that way. And I just took it up and went that way.
No.
So, I mean, just after that, I was like, okay, let's start grinding.
That's it. So you won today. You got nationals paid for, taken care of. You're ready to go. What's the next regional you guys head to?
Lyle's at Kingsmill. I'm doing Lyle's at Kingsmill, then doing Sequoia.
Okay. I'm actually going to try and get up to Kingsmill this year. I'm more than likely definitely going back to the Virginia Tech course. I love that one up there.
Oh, I enjoy it. That was, yeah. I'm not doing it this year.
Okay.
But,
it was really nice, especially after all the weather they had.
Yeah, now they got to clean the skins game. It rained. Then after the flooding. Yeah. It's a great course. It's tiny. It's skinny.
Mm-hmm.
Not as skinny as Firestone, but it's skinny.
Well, Tom, congratulations, bud. Take care of yourself, and we'll see you down the road.
All right, thank you.
All right, we're back here with the winner of the D fight, John Cullen from the Augusta Tour. John, congratulations, bud.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Seems like every time we talk, it's in one of these interviews here. I think that's a good thing for you.
Yeah, I seem to play well down here.
Yeah, and first tournament out the gate, you got nationals paid for, taken care of. You played well yesterday. You played well today. You've got even the scores were elevated today. You had a low round of the day for D flight.
Yep.
Which is good. So let's talk about yesterday first and the Jones course. How'd that go?
Well, yeah. I didn't make anything over there, but I kept the ball in play, which is kind of important. Didn't have any crazy, I had a stretch of about 3 or 4 holes where it went sideways. Other than that, I kept it in play and was able to hold together and manage it around. And not lose it on day one was the most important thing. Didn't have the best stuff yesterday for sure, but good enough to stay around.
And then today you come over, you're in the lead group, and the wind started picking up almost as soon as you guys left.
Yeah.
That's a stationary. So So what hole did you start on?
So we started on hole 16.
Which actually, whether you realize or not, that was a great place for you guys to start.
It was, but it was still windy as heck out there.
And I mean, you got through 16, 17, 18, and bogey, which is fine. But when you look at some of the scores for the other flights,
well, so I was in the first group, right, the lead group for D plate, and I knew if I could win those 3 holes, it'd put me in a great spot, right? So I went bogey, where my 3 competitors in the lead group all struggled with it.
Right.
So I knew coming out of the gate of those 3 holes, like I'm in a great spot.
Right, because you were 3 back to start today.
Yeah. Yep.
So my guess, you were either even or
I was winning.
Okay, so you're in a good spot, and like I said, you finished the below round day at 90. But what was it like, throughout the rest of the day, battling the wind, and everything else that you guys had to battle with that?
Yeah, it was tough with the wind out there and everything. I mean, it's not what you like. I didn't lose a ball all day. I didn't lose a single ball on this golf course. I didn't hit 1 ball out of bounds. I didn't hit 1 ball out of bounds in 2 days.
That's awesome.
I never crossed a white stake in 2 days. Kept it in play, and that's really what you got to do. If you do that, especially in DeFi, if you do that, you're gonna do well.
Yeah, and especially here at Harbor Town, this is you got to actually kind of think your way through this, where you can't just sit in the course that you're going to overpower. Just bang the ball with the driver all the time.
Yep.
But you won kind of going away with a 5-stroke win over Wayne Enzer from Tidewater Tour, and Jim Sliders from Columbus. What was it like being paired with those guys today?
Great, Wayne. So me and Wayne were paired together yesterday and today, so it was really good. I told him it was the best 12 hours of his life. So we're complete opposite golfers. He's more of a dink it out there guy, and he keeps it in play. I try to get off the tee a decent distance, everything, but we had a good time though. Yeah, and Jim was a great, as always. Jim, I played with Jim before in the past. Nationals and different things, and Jim's a great guy. So we had great pairings both days. No issues at all.
That's awesome. Well, John, again, congratulations on the win this week.
Yep.
Again, Nationals paid for, and hopefully we'll see you again.
About 3 weeks for senior icebreaker, and go from there.
I'll see you there. Maybe we'll do the double.
All right, Tim. Appreciate everybody. Have a good one.
Let's take a break from the show to hear about Srixon's ZX Mark II drivers.
ZX Mark II drivers are for major players, major winners, major power. All new ZX Mark II drivers, only from Srixon.
Tim, once again, we got some great interviews from the champions. It's exciting when you have that victory, the adrenaline that's going, especially if it's a close match and you close it out at the end. And being able to have these guys on, do interviews, things of that nature, whether it's 2 to 3 minutes or we could keep them for longer, it's still fun and it's good for them. And I think that's what brings our tour to the next level, honestly.
Yeah, absolutely. And one of the things I kept bringing up in those interviews is the idea of the course conditions, because they were, I know people saw those scores and they're saying, oh man, Chris, it was bad. I mean, you remember that when we were out of Vegas,
right?
It was that. And so compared, you take those. So when you're, just so people know, when you're in Vegas, it's wide open. And so you could spray the ball a little bit, right? But, most of the course of Harbor Town, it's tight, right? And it's, I'm telling you, those course conditions were.
Yeah, you think the trees help you out, but they don't. They don't.
No.
They make it worse, actually.
But Saturday was really good weather. It was really nice. I didn't hang out. Had some other things to do. But as soon as everybody left the staging area on Sunday, it was nice when they were staging before they teed off. But literally, as soon as they pulled away, you could feel the cold air coming in and you could feel the wind. And I said, you guys enjoy yourself.
I mean, and honestly, that's what I heard from the Arizona guys of Vegas, but was opposite. First day, 30-mile-an-hour winds, and the wind just beat everybody. And then Sunday was real nice. So maybe they just, the 2 icebreakers just wanted to flip, especially on different weekends. And that's what happens when you play January golf.
That's it. That's it. But it was good. Met a lot of really good people. People were asking about you. Had a really nice conversation with Brian Cozart from Eastern North Carolina, a B-flight player. I can't thank him enough for his support. He says he doesn't miss an episode. And Brian, I know you're listening now. I hope you made it out to Stu's before you left. We love it there. And I did have a chance to have a good conversation with Roger. It obviously wasn't long enough, but he stayed an extra day, and I don't know if he sent you the text or not about going to Stu's and how he liked it.
He did not. He did not.
Bring
it in.
I'm sorry, man. Hey. No, you don't. You're coming out here in February. I know it's going to be Myrtle Beach, but we're not that far away. It's not that far away.
You're right. We'll see.
So let's talk about your boy. I enjoyed he was a lot of fun. I'm going to give you that. He was a heck of a lot of fun. I enjoyed talking to him. But you sent me a text just to kind of keep it in perspective for people. You sent me a text Monday morning. What happened? What happened?
So, Robin was excited to go to the event, super excited, and with us winning our Ryder Cup belt, the guys have wanted to travel with it. I don't see anything wrong with it. Take care of it. It's our baby. He got some good pictures. He got a picture of him right in front of the tower. Apparently his condo was right by 18, right in front of the lighthouse with our Ryder Cup outfit on. So that was kind of cool. I know you got to see the belt a little bit. Dennis got to see the belt. So just being able to bring that story to life over there with y'all. And if any of you have not been to a regional with Dennis, the after party can get pretty eventful. Let's put it that way. Pretty eventful. And next, I just told him, be careful. Good thing you're close. You can walk home. And on Monday morning, he told me the belt was missing. So I just texted my local friends to see if they knew anything about it. That's all. Luckily, it all turned out well. The course found it. Who knows where they found it, but they found it, and it's back home. It's back home.
All right. So, Robin, I know you're listening. I love you, brother, but you're now banned from traveling with the belt. You can travel all you want. You can come out and see us. You can go to all the tournaments you want, but you're belt banned.
I want to just just get another one, a traveling belt, and if it gets lost, it gets lost. And maybe we'll update our current one. We'll revamp it, and then we'll have a traveling one and a stay at home.
Oh my God, that's funny.
But no, it's a blast. He told me he had a blast, meeting you, Dennis, and when he sent me a picture of him in the men's locker room, just hanging out with Dennis, I just told him, be careful. Have fun, but be careful. Like if he was my grown...
Your grown son? Your grown...
It is what it is. Nothing you can do about it.
But it's part of it, though, right? It's the fun part. It's the, it's being proud of what you guys accomplished and being and wanting and being able to share those events and memories with others. And I enjoyed seeing him. It was a lot of fun hanging out with him. It was a lot of fun, up there. He gave a really good interview, as you see. But
no,
you can't bring the bell anymore, dude. I mean,
and what's crazy and why I didn't really mind whatever happened. If it turned up or not, I didn't really care. It turned out that he was when he came in and told us he won, that was the point we needed to get the belt back. So it's kind of fitting that he was the first one to take it out. But it is what it is. Nothing you can do about it. You just got to move on. Was hoping that my crew over there knew anything about it, but
it's funny
so much.
So what happened? I started packing up it was getting a little later. Started packing up, took some things out to the car, and I went up and he was gone. So I figured, he left. Okay, great. There was only a couple people left up there. Grabbed a couple more things, and I never went back up. So he may have still been up. I mean, Dennis came down about 5 or 10 minutes after I left that last time. Colin Dooley and I went and got all the flags. That were around the putting green, and then Dennis came out, and I just assumed that he left, and all was right. So did the belt make it to Vegas?
The belt did not make it to Vegas, but it'll go up there eventually.
Okay.
Pretty sure somebody will go back up there.
I'm sure.
I'm just glad to have it for our Kickoff Classic because that thing's gonna be shown around, and
good.
It'll make it to Myrtle Beach.
Good. So who you coming out to Myrtle Beach with?
With Billy. You were.
Oh yeah, I know Billy. Yeah, that's a lot of fun. So it's just two of you, or
just us two? I mean, I guess I can announce it now because I announced it to the world. Him and his wife are expecting their first child.
Good for them.
May. So I need to get him out traveling with golf before the baby comes because then we all know that may be limited for a while. So we're gonna go just us two, kind of hang out. Hopefully get some good courses to play before, and hopefully have a good showing.
I'm sure that you will, and when you see him, tell him I say congratulations. I'm happy for him. It's been a couple years since I've seen him, but really happy for him. Glad that they're doing this and play your last couple rounds of golf for a while. Enjoy it.
Yeah. Can't wait for both.
And so you've got is this your biggest field ever that you had? 78?
I want to say yeah. Since I've been doing this, probably the biggest field.
That's awesome.
Because I mean, I don't consider TPC Scottsdale my field. That's all Gabe's field. Even though I help him do all the pairings and everything, but
okay, Gabe, I think I just heard Chris say that he'll give it to you, even though he does all the work. Sorry, I can't help it. That was funny. The 78 is great, but the real question I have for you before we talk about your tournament, you're 2 away from 100.
2 away from 80?
From 100. You're sitting at 98.
So about that. Once we hit my tournament, we're going to be over 100.
Okay.
I have some players that are going to pay that day. So.
What's Gabe waiting on? I mean,
I don't know what's going on over there. Maybe they're still sad that they lost the Ryder Cup, and I don't know. But he's starting the week after us. I'm pretty sure he'll get a kick up of members.
Mm-hmm.
I just know, and I sent my recent newsletter, congratulating that we're getting pretty close to Gabe, and I made sure to tag Dennis in it and send it to Dennis because I also said that we're beating Hilton Head to the race to 100 because he silently tells me that he's close to me every year. So it's good to be able to beat both. Now we're no 300 like Dallas and Michigan and all that, but I'm glad where we're at. And out of the 100 we have, I think 30 are new members.
That's awesome. Good.
So it's just, as long as we can get new members, we're going to keep growing.
Well, so you've got Marshall Daniel in the field this weekend. I'm looking forward to big things from him.
Yeah, Marshall Daniel's coming out. Honestly, anybody in that champ flight can win.
Okay.
Excuse me. Anybody in there is capable of shooting a low score no matter the weather. I did talk to Marshall and kind of pulled his ear and why he didn't go to nationals and to the Ryder Cup, but he told me that should be done with his training by by the middle of this year.
Okay.
He's gonna start booking his trip, so y'all get ready.
Good. And I know you play with the guys you got. What story with HB? I'd love to see them play head to head. I really would.
You know, HB, he actually moved to California.
Did he really?
Yeah, he got a great position in his. He's a pediatric nurse, and he got a great position up there in one of the top hospitals in California. So he made a business decision.
Good for him.
Apparently, you know, from what when I've talked to him, you know it's the right spot when you move into your home and the kids from the neighborhood want to play with your kids.
Yeah.
You know that's the right move. So wishing the best for him. You know, his wife's family still lives down here, so he'll come down and we'll play here and there, but we'll see what happens. I want him to settle in first, make sure all that's aligned before he starts hitting the clubs again.
Well, you know, it's just like anything else. It doesn't matter what member it is. Always want what's best for them and their family, and especially when you're talking about somebody like HB, who's such a good guy. Good for him. Good for him.
Oh yeah. I'm excited for what's coming up. Apparently, people from that hospital have gone to do big things in the medical field. So, don't be surprised if you see him in the news for good things.
Well, when you talk to him, tell him I'm thinking about him, and congratulations on that too. It's always good when good things happen to good people. So
for sure, yeah.
Put a smile on my face. Yep. And so you're starting out in the B flight.
Yep.
And what's your expectations? Because again, we're recording this before, and we'll follow up afterwards. So what's your expectations?
My expectations is to get the game back in gear. You know, working on a couple things between the ears to try to get there mentally. Listen to a couple podcasts. Just, I think what happens is I start overthinking a lot of things. To the point where I was overthinking what golf ball to play last year. And I just need to play my game. So I'm gonna do that. You know, the goal is to bring that handicap down. I'm embarrassed at where it's at right now, despite the situations that happened. So bring that down, and then, you know, start that grind in A fight again and see what happens. You know, when you go to nationals and I'm in B flight and you hear people say that they're nervous or whatnot, it makes you feel good, but I don't want to be the guy that's always in B flight every year. So I'm just gonna work my way up. My ultimate goal in golf is to be a 4 or 5 handicap, be able to play with the big boys. So only way to do that is to get better.
Well, you know, just keep this in mind, and you know, you and I we've talked about this, you know, more than once. You can only play your game. You can only hit your ball, and you know, there's nothing to be embarrassed about. You know, even the best players in the world have bad years.
Right.
Best players in the world have bad years, and you know, as I pointed out with Joe Jaspers in his interview, you know, he triple bogeyed 18.
Yeah.
I mean, he had a double bogey. I mean, it's even the best players, you know, don't have their best game. So it's nothing to be embarrassed about. It's just where you are, and you go and you to your next hole. You hit your tee ball, then you hit the next ball, and then move on one shot at a time. Yeah. And just don't worry about what anybody else is doing. Have fun, play your game. And everything else takes care of itself. You approach it like that, everything else takes care of itself. And, you know, I think at the end of the year, then you look back and say, wow, this is what we accomplished. This is what we need to work on for next year, and be happy with wherever you finish. Good, bad, or indifferent.
I need to go back. I think 2 years ago, I wrote down goals for the year. You know, green and reg percentage, fairway percentage, putts per round, things of that nature. I didn't do it last year. I just completely forgot. So I think it was.
But you had to, Chris. You had a tough year overall. You had a lot of things going on, a lot of personal issues going on, a lot of family things that happened, and the reality is, you did the best that you could given the situation that you were in, dealing with the things that you had to deal with. It's
Right.
No shame, no skin off your nose. It happens.
No,
You'll be all right.
skin off your nose. I haven't heard.
It's not. Hey, I'm trying to keep it clean, man. This is a family show.
I get it. So I expect big things. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Excited to get back in it.
Well, and I know you're coming out, and I know it's only it's getting late in Chris is getting late in January.
We're in the last week of January once this episode comes out.
And so you'll be here in South Carolina in a month. I'm probably not going to see you. I'm probably not going up there. But I'll be very upset if you come all the way out this way and you don't come see me. So I'll know where I stand.
We'll meet halfway.
Oh boy. Well, good luck this weekend. 78. That's good fuel for you.
Yes, sir. I'm excited.
Enjoy it, and at least, again, correct me if I'm wrong, but I looked at the field. I think every one of those is an El Paso member. I don't think you have any guess.
I don't. But
Yeah.
I have had a lot of people reach out to me from other tours asking me, "Hey, what course do I need to play? Hey, I'm going to Scottsdale. I want to stop in your tour and play." So that's a good sign.
It's a really good sign. So think about this. Right now, you've got 98 players, and you got 78 of those 98 playing. That's solid. If you keep that ratio up all year long, you guys are gonna have a phenomenal year.
I won't complain.
And I don't know if you got to dance around, whatever you got to do, get them all. I know, but you got to figure out a way to get them all coming out, man. Well, all right, my friends, good to see you. Good luck this weekend. I know this. I know by the time everybody sees and hears this, it's already going to happen. But looking forward to big things from everybody. We're rolling. It's time to get moving.
Let's go. Let's get this party started.
Take care.